I'm quite impressed with how William handled that with a degree of humour.
Yeah.
But also, it's just nice to say thank you.
Yeah,
Actually.
quite, indeed. And, everybody has been shocked by the news of the King, I think, and I'm sure it came as a bit of a shock to them too, so early on in his reign, and then to get this news on top of everything else which has been going on between the royal family in the past couple of years. I'm sure this isn't what he wanted. And yesterday, when he broke his silence, the King, he said how sorry he was that he couldn't go to Granada, for instance. So I'm sure he really does want to get back to public duties, but health comes first, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does. Let's talk about Prince Harry, shall we, and this whistle-stop visit to the UK. I mean, you'd have thought he would have stayed for at least a few days, but it was over before it even began, it seems.
Yeah, well, I was expecting him to stay a little bit longer, if I'm honest, but it is Prince Harry. Fleeting visits are now his thing, aren't they? 24 hours with a 45-minute visit with the King, but no talk to his brother or to Catherine. I wasn't expecting him to speak to Catherine because she's recovering from her surgery and she won't be back out to business until Easter. But I thought maybe a reconciliation between the brothers, seeing as he was by himself in times of need. No, nothing, which is really, really sad. Really sad.
It is sad, though I do feel a little bit sorry, dare I say, for Prince Harry, in that the criticism is getting across the papers this morning. He's sort of condemned for not staying longer, and yet, if he hadn't come at all, he would have been criticised. It's like he can't do right for doing wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we've said this over many stories, haven't we? Whatever Prince Harry does, there'll be people saying, oh, well, good for you, but there'll also be people saying, well, why didn't you do more? So I do get that. But then again, if you think from Prince Harry's point of view as well, he only got 45 minutes with the King. But apparently this was because he was very tired, he needed to get back after treatment, which is totally understandable. But then again, there was also the story about where he stayed. He stayed in a hotel. Now, I was thinking perhaps he would have stayed in Clarence's house because, well, it would be empty. There'd be staff there. But, of course, he would been able to stay there, but I'm guessing because of security reasons, that's why he stayed in the hotel, because he had to clear that before he set off.
Are you surprised that Meghan didn't make her way over here with her husband to see the King? Because we've got to remember, this is the man that walked her down the aisle when she had nobody, when she'd rowed with her own father didn't come to the wedding, and she's always spoken so highly of the King.
Yeah, I think she still has a deep respect for the King and for the monarchy to some extent. They've chosen their path now. I think the fact that Prince Harry came by himself and Meghan didn't come wasn't a surprise. I wasn't expecting her to, because she'll be with the children at home. I'm sure she'll be sending her well wishes, and I'm sure Harry would have extended her well wishes to the King. But no, I didn't expect her to come. It would have been nice if she did come, of course, but at this point, they've chosen their path.
Would it have been nice? So again, the papers would have gone.
Well, the whole story would have been about them.
Yeah.
I mean, we're looking at all the papers today, and yes, of course, it's about William, but in every single paper, there's a section about Harry too. If Harry and Meghan were here, they do bring the Hollywood appeal with all the media frenzy and stuff with them alongside, and that's the last thing, actually, I'm sure the King wants.
No, you can see that, can't you? But I just think, as a family, it would have been really nice to have seen a husband and wife who do have a lot of respect for the King to come together. If it was just such a fleeting visit
maybe
anyway.
They're doing that over Zoom or something, I don't know. What about William? Because I thought, I might be wrong on this, I thought William was taking slightly longer out from royal duties because of Catherine.
Yeah,
so he's been brought back, so he really has stepped up to the plate.
Yeah, he has. His calendar is now totally full. And he's very much sort of learning from the best. He saw his grandmother, the late Queen, for ages, you know, for many, many years, taking the reign, and now he's learning from his father. And they've become very, very close. They have regular meetings in Windsor, especially before the diagnosis, which we've sadly found out about. You know, they're extremely close. They work as a team and working from the best.
And just on William and Harry, do you think there is any chance of reconciliation now? Because, as you said earlier, something like their King's cancer diagnosis, you think, would be the thing that would finally bring them together, but it doesn't seem to have done so
I think
far.
any chance of reconciliation soon will not be happening.